This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Friday, August 27th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Erica. Happy Friday, looking beautiful.
She's having a little jig down there.
Happy Friday. That's
I like it. That was good. That was good. That was good. All right. We'll jump right in. Now, a lot of you are talking about this today, not Erica's dance. Kanye West held a third listening party for his new album, Donda, at Soldier Field in Chicago last night. The show included a reconstruction of his childhood home, and at one point, Kanye appeared to set himself on fire. But everyone was talking about this moment when someone who appears to be Kim Kardashian came out in a Balenciaga wedding dress. Some are reporting that it's definitely Kim. Others are not so sure. We were actually just talking about this before we started the show. Do you think this is Kim? And also, do you think that's Kanye that actually lit himself on fire, or a stunt double? Let's start with Kim.
Oh, Kim. Okay. So I love Kimmy K, as we all know. And I think this, I'm torn. Either it's a complete declaration of love from Kanye, like he's basically reliving their wedding and wishing it was Kim, and they were playing the song Bound 2 as well. Do you get it? Remember from the video? like super love declaration.
Symbolically, obviously, that's Kim Kardashian, but is that actually her in the flesh?
But I feel like Kim lives for the gram, as we know. Now, when she went, she definitely goes and supports him. And when she went to go and support the last listening party, she did dress in all Balenciaga black with a black face mask to match Kanye. And she posted pictures of that. There are no pictures on her Instagram of her in this outfit. And I think she might have done it. But also, maybe she didn't because, I don't know, maybe she still loves Kanye. Maybe they're up in the air. I don't know. He's no longer seeing the model anymore.
She dove deep. She went for it. What do you think?
I just think it's a really nice love story moment.
I know that people are very into it being Kim, but I don't think it matters if that was physically Kim or not. I think that this entire thing is like an immersive art show. It's an experience.
Right.
And this person represents Kim Kardashian. That's it to me.
See, I like the conspiracy.
It's so symbolic.
I think,
it's beautiful.
And I don't mean this in a bad way, but it sounds bad. The Kardashians are a little bit too narcissistic not to show that it's actually them.
No, because Kim would go with what Kanye says. She follows his creative genius. Let's be honest, the transformation of Kim Kardashian was partly Kanye. Let's be honest.
All right. I love the agreement around the studio with you.
The photos that most people are posting are from Khloe Kardashian's Instagram, so that's really where all of the fodder's coming from.
My favorite word. My favorite word. All right, so artistically, we agree that was super cool, right? Whatever he put on.
He's wonderful in that respect.
Absolutely. There's other parts of the show. Kanye also had some very controversial guests appear at the show. And at one point, he was joined on stage by Marilyn Manson and rapper DaBaby, who have both been in the news for some very controversial things. So if you don't know, DaBaby recently made some very homophobic comments, and Marilyn Manson has been sued by multiple women for sexual assault. So what do you think Kanye's message was by bringing them on stage?
Well, it's obviously speaking to cancel culture, but $100, I would put $100 on he tried to get R. Kelly there.
You reckon?
I would bet a hundo right here.
Is he still in jail?
Yeah, but he was right down the street.
He is a Chicago guy. He is a Chicago. What do you think he meant by bringing that up? They're very controversial.
No, I think Erica's hit the nail exactly on the head. But this is also where Kanye is Kanye. Like when we saw his run for president, some of his things that he said that are just terrible. I think he definitely selects controversial moments, which also cost him his marriage to Kim Kardashian. So I don't know, again, then it brings me back to the wedding dress. Would Kim have come out and put herself in that position, thinking of the marketing machine that she is, if they were on the same stage? I don't know.
Okay, that is a great point. I didn't think about that, because would Kim put herself... Kanye is an artist. Say what you will. He wants to push that borderline of people talking, right? Of controversy. But now you just put something that I didn't even think about. Would Kim put herself in that position, supporting that show in person?
I literally think him doing things like that is part of the huge reason she wanted to divorce him. I genuinely do. Some of the things that he said.
You know what? Now it's definitely not Kim Kardashian in my mind, under that dress.
I think maybe he's trying to schmooze her, win her back. Maybe he thinks that would have won it, but then when those two came out...
But she's going to get heat for that if it is her being on stage with them.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Stephanie just got
yeah, because Raphael Sadiq just took down, I think he already took it down, but his post with Marilyn Manson saying that he didn't know about the allegations before he posted it. So I think there's also a culture clash in a lot of respects that people were unaware when you're looking at what's happening on the gram right now.
I guess it's not Kim then, is it?
How smart are my co-hosts right here, huh? We cracked the code. I like it. All right, YouTube star Jojo Siwa is making history. She, along with Olympian Suni Lee, were the first two contestants named for the new season of Dancing with the Stars. So Jojo, who appeared on the reality show Dance Moms, came out as pansexual earlier this year and is currently dating a woman. She will be the very first contestant to be paired with a same-sex partner, Jojo, or same-sex partner. Jojo spoke about it on GMA this morning. Let's watch.
When I got asked to do Dancing with the Stars, they actually asked me, do you want to be with a boy or with a girl? And immediately, there was not even a question. I knew to make it right for the people who come after me that dancing with a girl was the exact thing that I wanted to do.
All right, what's the first thing that pops in your mind? Your first question, because I know mine.
What?
What do you mean? You don't have one right away? Boom. What do you think?
Question? No.
Who's going to lead?
Oh.
That's not your first question?
So generally obviously in ballroom dancing it's very traditional, isn't it? Like
Very traditional. I'm not trying to stir things up.
No,
right.
the male is normally the lead dancer and the woman tends to follow.
Right.
So I think in this instance she'll be trained as the male because that's how that female dancer will have been taught, and she'll be like, because if she'd been paired with a guy, she would have had to teach him how to lead her. So I think she might do that with Jojo Siwa.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird conversation to me because I wonder what people think happens at LGBTQ plus weddings or just in general.
But this is traditional ballroom dancing, and
right,
there is a male role and female role.
It's a lead role, not a male role. Yes, it's traditionally male, but it's a lead. So it can be anyone. Like, it's so this conversation, because it comes up so much, this conversation is always so strange to me. Like, if you're in a same-sex couple, then like, what do you do? Like, everybody's like, oh, I don't know if I go up or they go down, or I go down and they go up. It's like, it's two people dancing, people. Someone's a lead and someone is following.
Yeah, but we're not dancing at a wedding. This is traditional ballroom dancing, right?
It's dancing.
It's not.
It is dancing.
It's not. It's traditional dancing. You're not at a nightclub and you're like dancing. This is traditional dancing.
I understand it's traditional dancing, but again, the roles do not have to be gender specific.
You're right, but there has to be a lead, and there has to be a lead.
Right, and that lead can be anyone who takes the lead.
So like, which part is she going to be? I totally get what you're saying, but I'm still standing my ground because I know people want to say,
understand that.
Your comments are so homophobic. They're not. I'm saying there is traditionally a lead in this. Who is going to play the lead? That is the first question I hear.
Okay, but in the case of two women getting married, have you ever been to a wedding, two women are getting married, no one's like, oh no, we forgot the man, how are we going to dance? Like, it's just like the craziest conversation.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's crazy. I think before, in any gay marriage, if same sex are having a marriage, whatever the dance is, there has to be a lead. Are you going to lead or am I going to lead? That's the question that they talk about as well.
Right, but it's the lead. It still doesn't have to be gender specific, is all I'm saying.
Me too. That's exactly what I'm saying. Who is going to lead? Who is going to lead?
Well, the pro would lead.
That's not true because the pro is female.
No,
now we're back to gender.
What? Yes, the pro will lead. The pro is going to be the lead, and that pro is a female.
Hey, listen, I feel like going to get a couple beers and bringing them on set right now because I can talk about this. Where are you at with this?
Okay, so I don't know about in American culture because I didn't obviously grow up here, but in the UK, the ballroom dancing scene, there are a lot of same-sex partners, and it's very normal, especially women because there's a severe shortage of male dancers, and so a lot of the times young girls, until like, gosh, they're well in their teenagers, till they become professional, will dance with each other and they take it in turns. So one will, be the lead in one dance and another, and whichever suits their capabilities best. And that's very normal. And you can watch it on Netflix on Baby Ballroom, which I love.
I love how Steph, me and Erica had a fiery conversation. Steph's like, well, I grew up in the UK, so. That was a cop-out. All right, we have some celebrity lookalikes for you. Check this guy out. He's a dead ringer for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So in reality, that's Eric Fields, a police officer from Alabama. Oh, wow. Is that him?
He does kind of look like him, but he's got a big filter on there.
Oh, the filter really helped. Here's a side-by-side. What do you think?
Yeah.
He's really leaning into that.
Yeah.
That actually looks really good. Okay, let's get another one. Another woman has gone viral for looking like rapper Cardi B. So this woman's hairdresser posted this video on TikTok.
Yeah, she does.
Her client, Ashley, is wearing a wig similar to Cardi B's, and fans could not get over it. Some are calling her Cardi C.
I think she looks, I can definitely see
Here's the two side by side.
They could be sisters.
I think like there's a similarity there. I think when you put it next to each other, their facial shape is actually very different. But that's probably because
who's look better, the Rock one or the Cardi B one?
I think the Cardi B one.
Looks better?
Yeah.
We are just not on the same page today.
I think the
Rocks
Rock
look good.
probably has more people going. Yeah.
Again, toxic masculinity right here. Coming up on DBL, we're getting a little frisky on a Friday. Do you lie about the number of sexual partners you've had? And Beyonce's getting slammed for her photo shoot with Tiffany's. Why the diamond she wore is causing so much controversy.
Closed captioning provided by...
I was clearly in the middle of a huge debate with Jeff and Erica about Jojo.
But she's from England, so she didn't really know what was going on.
No, I knew, but I didn't. I don't know. I'm literally half between you guys. I think there is always a lead, but I do think in this case the female professional dancer will make Jojo be the lead. I do think she will. That's the only thing I disagree on with you guys. Like, I definitely think it doesn't matter. But I think she will be the lead. That's just my opinion, though.
I think so. I think so.
Jojo
Your
will be the lead.
take was very interesting that the young girls who are coming up dancing.
Oh,
go
they
back
have
and
no
forth.
choice, yeah.
So it may be that they switch
Yeah.
between who's the lead and who's.
But I think it gives them an advantage, to be honest, because so in England, like I said, with the ballroom dancing, they can switch depending on like the dance, who's most confident or stronger in each. Because no one's good at every single dance, like tango, foxtrot. You know, there's so many salsa, there's so many types.
Yeah, but you're
and there are some that you're going to
taught-
be stronger in than others. You
You're
know, to be
taught
the lead.
specifically how to dance one way if you're the lead, right? Unless you're like on the level of Dancing with the Stars dancers.
But I think the
they could
professional's going to be
flip-flop.
so good.
Yeah, I think they could
that
flip-flop. You're right.
Don't the pros always lead, even if they're with a man, or no?
I think they probably.
I don't know. I don't know
I
the
think
answer
they
to that.
teach in the.
No, I think the man.
Dancing with the Stars, if you have a male celebrity and a female pro,
I think she'll guide.
and say the male is not a good dancer at all, does he still lead on that show?
Generally, the female pro just dances around him.
Right.
Like in
Yeah.
Master
Yeah, you're
Beat.
right. And he kind of like does this.
And they
He
stand
does
up
this.
and then go.
Yeah, he's like going like this,
I
and then
think he's
she's doing
amazing.
all the leg stuff
Great
around.
dancer. She was on Dance
No,
Moms.
yeah. I think
like
she's
a
gonna.
pro.
I think she's gonna be fantastic. She's got the previous experience, and I think she's such a great role model to. Well, not just young girls, everyone. I think it's gonna be.
I think you're right. She
amazing.
definitely will be.
I think
she'll
how
be the lead.
amazing that she's done that.
Welcome back to DBL. Beyonce is finding herself at the center of a blood diamond controversy. So she and Jay-Z recently appeared in this Tiffany's ad, and Beyonce is wearing this gigantic diamond that's more than 128 carats. She is also the fourth woman and first black woman to wear it. Lady Gaga wore it to the Oscars. Audrey Hepburn wore it in Breakfast at Tiffany's. But some are saying it's a blood diamond and that it was found in a mine where African laborers were forced to work in horrendous conditions for minimal pay. And many of them died. Beyonce reportedly didn't know. So in a statement to The Sun, a spokesperson said Beyonce is disappointed and angry that she wasn't made aware of questions about the stone's history. So we were talking about this earlier, Erica. She's taking accountability for it.
Right, and when we talk about when people are saying it's not cancel culture, it's accountability culture.
Right.
And she came straight out and took accountability. I think it was quite brave of her to release that statement or have that statement released, because that's a very vulnerable position to be in, especially for Beyonce, who is held to the highest standard, can make no small mistakes, and has really had this active push towards awareness and culture and making sure that Black and African culture is celebrated and elevated. So for her to be honest and vulnerable and say, I didn't know, knowing that people are going to turn around and say, how didn't you know? Well, that's when the conversation gets opened. And a lot of people did not know the history of this diamond.
Right.
144 years ago, this diamond was purchased for $18,000. People lost their lives. Now the diamond is invaluable. Like, it's the most expensive piece of jewelry in the entire world. So the idea that this ad was to give access, not only Basquiat's painting seen for the first time ever, then you see this diamond on the fourth woman ever. Now we're having this conversation about HBCUs receiving $2 million. It was all about access, and she came out and said she didn't know. And I think that was brave, and I think it opened up the conversation.
I'm right there with you. I applaud her on this. To me, it stands out as a power. They're a power couple, perhaps the biggest one in the world. This diamond is a representation of power. Nobody said anything when Lady Gaga wore it to the Oscars. Nobody said it in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I was just like, so Lady Gaga, obviously, I think the world has changed a lot since Audrey Hepburn wore that diamond, let's be honest, and in a good way.
Right.
But I think Lady Gaga wore that literally, we're not even talking a year ago.
A couple years ago.
No one said anything. And I mean, like, maybe it takes like a Beyonce to wear it. And I feel a little annoyed at her team if they're not doing some research. Not Beyonce, because I'm sure she's amazing, let's be honest. And like you said, she's done so much to raise awareness. But I think maybe it takes someone like Beyonce to address those things, and people will listen and like say, hey, I didn't know, and I'm Beyonce, and I didn't know. Do you know what I mean?
Take a little accountability, right?
Fantastic.
In a good way, and not in a bad way, in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah.
I like that. Coming up on DBL, a new survey shows a lot of people lie when it comes to how many sex partners they've had. We're going to talk about it coming up next.
We all know that
with another round of COVID shots underway for some, many of you wanted to know if you can switch things up. So we went to the CDC and Novant Health infectious disease specialist, Dr. David Priest, to find out. Viewer Ron S. asked us if those getting an additional dose had to get the same brand as the first time. First, we'll remind you, the extra doses available are only Pfizer and Moderna right now, and they're only for people who originally got Pfizer and Moderna.
Try to stick with the brand of vaccine you got for the first 2 doses, but it's not a hard and fast rule.
The CDC says if you don't know or don't have the original mRNA brand, you can get either mRNA vaccine. So we can verify you don't have to get the same brand for your 3rd dose, but mixing it up is really a last resort. Now, what about Johnson & Johnson? Viewer Lisa B. asked if someone could switch from Johnson & Johnson to another brand for their additional dose.
I think roughly 900,000 people in the country who got Johnson & Johnson have already got an mRNA booster. So I think that's already happening, but there's no official guidance on that yet.
So clearly some people are skirting around official guidance here. But right now, the CDC says it still needs more info here on how safe and effective it is to mix J&J with an mRNA shot. So we can verify, by the official guidance, you can't get Johnson & Johnson and then a different brand. But that guidance could change when more research comes out.
Welcome back to DBL. So it looks like people aren't always honest when it comes to confessing about the number of people they slept with. No UK excuses on this one, Steph. That's especially true in Texas, according to a recent survey. Texans have slept with 14 people on average, but tend to round that number down to 10 when people ask. So overall, people in the U.S. have slept with 15 people on average, but round it down to 9. You can't round something down to 9. It has to be a whole number. That's for starters. All right.
Does anyone really ask that question to people anymore? Is that even
I think it's a younger...
I think it's younger,
You know what's weird? I think when you're younger, some people tend to boast on how many people they slept with, and as you get older, that number tends to go down. Isn't it kind of ironic?
Definitely
right?
true.
I think it's just silly. Yeah, I can't, well, I mean, it should have been a really long time since somebody's asked me that, but I don't remember the last time I've been asked that.
Me too.
And it's such a strange question because really, to each their own. Like, some people prefer to have somebody with more experience. Some people prefer to have people with less experience. I think the proof is in the pudding.
I get where you're going. Do you have that conversation when you start dating somebody?
No.
You've never have in your whole life?
When I was really, really young, I probably cared a lot more, like when I was at college or something, but not now, no.
But you'll never get to a point where you'll ask your other, I mean, I've been with my wife for 12 years now, so it's like, that ship has sailed. You know what I mean? Like, so that question never comes up. But like I said, I think it's more a question younger people have, and somehow jealousy gets into that.
Yeah, I think when you're young, you care in a different way, you know? But it's funny because apparently all your cells renew is every 3 or 6 years. And one of my girlfriends has been celibate for literally like 5 years, and I was like, you're basically a virgin again. Like nothing ever
When does that occur?
Basically.
How many years? What do you, all right, we're going to bring it to gender now, since we started off on gender. Do you think men tend to lie more or women tend to lie more?
I think both. I mean, how does the saying go? Men lie up, women lie down.
For sure.
I just got that. I got that.
No.
Did you get it though?
I think all guys, when they're young, lie. I get it, Jeff.
I don't think you get it.
I definitely do. But I definitely think like, guys, when they're young, they're trying to look cool, aren't they? And they think it's awesome to be like they double their numbers or whatever, and girls like don't want to admit it. So they're like, oh, less.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. I think I'm in enough trouble today. I'm gonna just let this one.
It's Friday.
Stick right here. All right. We'll be right back, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Dozens of planes have taken off from Kabul's airport carrying Americans and other evacuees out of Afghanistan. Congresswoman Claudia Tenney claimed in an August 19th Twitter post, liked more than 17,000 times, that President Joe Biden is charging Americans for their flights. Verify viewer Mike asked, is the U.S. government charging Americans $2,000 for charter flights from Afghanistan? So, Mike, let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. State Department, the Overseas Security Advisory Council, and the U.S. Code of Laws. On August 7th, the U.S. Embassy in Kabul urged Americans to immediately leave Afghanistan on commercial flights and offered loans to help cover the cost if needed. A week later, the embassy again urged Americans to take commercial flights and warned for the first time that flights chartered by the State Department may cost $2,000 or more per person. Historically, during a crisis, the State Department charges private citizens and third country nationals the cost of a full-fare economy ticket for charter flights it arranges to the U.S. The agency cites a section of U.S. law requiring passengers to reimburse the government. This happened last year when Americans were evacuated from Wuhan, China during the start of the pandemic. However, in this case, a State Department spokesperson tells Verify it isn't asking anyone for reimbursement for return to the U.S., given the situation. And the Secretary of State said the embassy in Kabul also sent out that message.
We even made clear that we would help pay for their repatriation. And we provided multiple communication channels for Americans to contact us if they're in Afghanistan and want help in leaving.
So, it's false that the U.S. government is charging Americans $2,000 for charter flights from Afghanistan. Since her post, Congresswoman Tenney has acknowledged Americans leaving Afghanistan aren't being charged and introduced a bill to ensure the flights remain free. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. Have you heard that just 4 seconds of exercise can change your life? That's right. You've heard me kinda. Well, we're chatting about it on today's DBL's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So new research shows that 4 seconds of high intensity exercise repeated 2 or 3 dozen times is all most people need to build muscle and maintain their fitness levels. You want to work your body as hard as you can, but not to the point of exhaustion. People who exercise like this were found to burn much more fat faster. So staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more.
I believe in this. You know, I work out in my basement, and sometimes when I leave my water bottle upstairs, I run back to get it, and I'm like, workout over.
I think what they're talking about is intervals. Go fast, go hard for a couple seconds,
If you've
then
got
you
a QB,
rest.
you should, every time it's a break, and then when we're on, just relax and watch us, and then when it's a break, then relax.
For some reason, I just feel like a hamster wheel when you did that.
I just got my cardio in just then. My heart definitely elevated, which is how lazy
See,
I
now
am.
it's only like 2 seconds.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna squeeze this last one in. Let's try it. One last story before we go. Someone paid $5 million to post this fan shout out on the Jumbotron.
$5.
Why did $5 million go in my head? I didn't read that right. $5 to post. That makes more sense on the Jumbotron at a minor league baseball game, nonetheless. It reads, Alyssa, this relationship is over. Tim, over is in all caps. Okay, that makes way more sense. I was like, $5 million at a minor league baseball game.
Yeah, that's a $5 mentality right there.
Yeah, I think Alyssa, babe, he's done you a favor. He's
All
done
right,
you a
guys.
favor.
Good show today. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.